and welcome to another Between Sets with Church. So wonderful for you to join us today as we are down at Kensington's in downtown Barrie with the lovely and talented Rebekah Hawker. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So good to do this again.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier, we haven't seen each other in years. And when it was always coffee shop kind of thing, passing by, hey, how's it going? See you later, stop, quick chat, and then onwards.
Totally, yeah. This is great to actually get to sit and chat with you.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
So before we get going too much, you've had a lot of things going on in the recent history. Let's talk first of all about the release of your new single, which just came out.
Yes, yeah.
I'll let you carry it away.
Yeah, Ticket just came out on September 29th. It's my first release in a number of years. As we all know, COVID kind of came and derailed lots of people's plans, and as a musician and a performer, it was kind of hard to see a future there. So I took a few years, and then I'm really excited to be back with this new single that really is ultimately about kind of the struggles of a musician and really performing and writing and doing these creative endeavors, and even if it's just for yourself, just kind of basking in the greatness of that is a little bit where that song came from.
Okay. Was it a lot from your own experience and from the past several years is what's been going on as well? Was that part of it?
Definitely, yeah. It's funny because I actually wrote this song in 2019 right as I was about to release my EP, Careful Woman. It was funny because, I'd had my singles lined up. I was ready to release this, and then I just had the most almost crippling depression I'd ever had in my life, and it was sort of with this overwhelming feeling of, are people going to like this? Is this even worth doing? And then kind of coupled with that, I'd had some past people in my life, relationships, kind of come crawling out of the woodworks. I started doing all this promotion for the album, and so all that together sort of inspired this song, and I just started writing about going through that process of writing and being a songwriter, and whether or not people enjoyed what I was doing, or I got critical acclaim, that it actually ultimately was enough for me to do it just for me. And then the pandemic came along, and all of a sudden the meaning of the song transformed even further as I was at home, basically just writing and singing for myself. So it kind of deepened my, I think, attachment to the song, and even my bond with the song in terms of what it means, and it's almost anthemic at this point to be singing it.
I'm sure also it must have meant a lot to personally just dealing with all of that and having the music to be able to vent, I guess, with that.
For sure, yeah. And definitely every time I sing that song now, it honestly feels a little bit like a therapy session, especially by the time I get to the second verse. There's this line that I just love singing that goes, "Oh, so I've been healing heartache since that bastard broke my heart, and he might say he made me, but he didn't write this song." And I feel like the whole song is kind of about these little one-liners just affirming, I have the tools and I have the wherewithal within myself to kind of get things done and feel satisfied. So yeah, it definitely feels good to sing that one out loud, not gonna lie.
Well, while talking about Ticket, why don't we cut to it and have a listen?
Sounds great. Yeah.
Someone from the radio station followed me last night. Some boys round here keep telling me I can make it if I play it right. I've got a ticket to get somewhere. Oh, I've got a ticket. And all the boys I kissed last summer who wouldn't call me back pick my name out of their pockets and wanna place their bet. I've got a ticket. something they will never get. I've been chasing broken hearts so pieces don't get let go. Everybody wants something, and I'm not afraid of what I got. No, I'm satisfied with the long shot. I'm satisfied with the long shot. I'm satisfied with the long shot. Got a ticket. I've got a ticket.
Absolutely love Ticket. Beautiful
Thank
song.
you.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thanks.
So let's talk a little bit about your history in Barrie. You did make a little stint in Toronto as well, but let's go right back to the roots of how you basically got into the music scene.
Sure, yeah. So Barrie's my hometown. I'm a Barrie stan forever. I love it here, and I think I was really lucky to be growing up here at the time where there's a really vibrant music community in terms of the original music that was being played. And I actually started really performing at the Clarkson Pub when it was
Okay,
open.
yeah. I remember
in
that
the
quite
days
well.
of Christian Hampshire.
That's right, yes.
And I think he was really just a huge part of this community. And I know he hired, like that was my first paying gig to be opening for a touring band. It was the Repartee.
I know he did pay well.
And he did pay well. And that makes a huge difference, especially when I was 18 or 19 at the time. And it just instills this confidence of, and it was my original music. So it was, these songs I'm writing are good enough to, first of all, perform in this public setting, opening for a touring band, and also to be paid for it. So that was kind of one huge part. And then the music community of bands that would play there, like Stone Trotter is one of my favorite bands.
It was a good
still.
scene at that time, wasn't
So
there?
good.
And Christian was able to kind of captivate that.
Absolutely.
And held it all in that little room.
Absolutely, yeah. So I would say that was really my early music community was doing that, as well being a part of the Barrie Folk Society as a young songwriter. I would participate in their youth songwriting competitions, and I know I've met friends actually that I did that competition with who now, a decade later, I run into at conferences and gigs, and so you can see there's people who are really encouraged by those competitions and just those gatherings, and since then have continued to pursue a career in music. So that for me was kind of my Barrie experience, was the Clarkson Pub and then doing these kind of little other songwriting events.
Yeah, little coffee houses.
Yeah,
and
stuff
things
like that. Yeah, at the Barrie Public Library, I would do like, there was open mics or shows there sometimes. So just these little small community events really was where it started for me.
Yeah.
Well, I count 7 days since last Saturday, and I've been keeping them like they're my sobriety chips. I count 7 days, wish I could skip away. It'd be better than waiting, wondering how I lost you. You're so bright and I'm so blue, and you're so tired, but I'm still breaking for you. My heart won't quit, though the man has played his cards. My head loses wit when I start to carry it all. I'm a week over her, losing myself to you, but I'll still try my luck at the next round of fool. Yeah, I count 7 days like they'll just drift away if I can't carry everything, then what's the point of holding on to how you're so bright and I'm so blue and you're so tough and I'm still breaking for you. My heart won't quit though the man has played his cards. My head loses wit when I start to carry on. I'm a weak old girl losing myself to you, but I'll still try my luck. Happiness round full. I'm a weak old girl. I'm a weak old girl, losing myself to you. But I'll still try my luck. Happiness round fools. Yeah, I'll still try my luck. Happiness round fools. Yeah, I'll still try my luck at the next round of fools.
So you made the jump from Barrie. You were here for a while, then you did take a small break and did the Toronto thing.
I
Tell us
did.
a little bit about that.
Yes, the Toronto thing. Yeah, so I was here. I graduated from high school. I didn't apply to any colleges or universities because I didn't really feel drawn in a particular way. So I took a year off, and I think that's when I really was digging into the Barrie scene at the Clarkson, also the DIY Arts Collective.
That's right,
If
yes,
you remember
that was
that.
another great
Okay,
thing,
that
yes.
was
Played there a couple times,
yeah,
too, yeah.
so fun. I did a blanket fort show out there.
I remember that, yes.
Yeah, you remember. That was crazy. For those at home, it was literally blankets in this whole venue.
Tents,
It was
basically everywhere,
so
yeah.
fun. So after that year, I was going to apply. I thought I'd go to, I was interested in people. I was writing stories about the people in my life. So I thought I'd either go to the University of British Columbia to study psychology, was the one application I did. And then my dad actually found this other program for me, which was the Seneca College Independent Music Production Program. And he kind of presented it to me. It was just a one-year program, and it just covered all things that an independent artist needs in this day and age. Covers grant writing, courses on audio production, at-home audio production, songwriting, marketing, merchandising, all these things. And so I applied to both those programs. Couldn't have been more opposite from each other, even geographically.
It is an interesting combination
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, for sure. I think often about my alternate timeline, life as a psychology student, but ultimately I ended up choosing this Seneca College program, and I moved down to Toronto for that year, and that was kind of cemented my decision that I had to live there. So I think I came back after the program was finished for a summer, and then moved downtown into Little Italy, and that was where I was or in that area for about 6 or 7 years. Just meeting people and being part of the scene. I was a nanny as well, and that was kind of awesome. So, that was kind of my transition to Toronto.
Yeah, but now you're back,
I am, yes.
and you're performing well. You're trying to keep busy with that.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
good.
Yeah, I moved back about a year ago, and I found being in Toronto for a long time and really establishing my community there made coming back here a bit easier, and even just the pandemic kind of changed people's reality. So really, you don't need to necessarily be in Toronto to be a part of that community anymore, or even to find a career as a musician and make money from that. So it's been really great. My family's from here, so it's been great to come back home and kind of have this as my base. It's a little more space as well for myself.
Yeah.
I live on alpaca and sheep farms, so
Oh, nice.
yes,
That's
outside
cool.
in Oromodonte. So yeah,
Nice.
it's a nice break from the city, and then it's so close that I'm still going down there every week or so.
Well, I was going to mention, you did
gigs.
get a pretty good gig out of that at a
Yes.
pretty, I would say, well-established venue. I'll let you tell the story on that one.
Yeah. So this November, I'll be doing my first ever residency at the Cameron House. It's every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. And each week we'll have a different guest opening up the night. So a different songwriter that I've kind of hand-chosen because I love their songs. So, and I selfishly just wanted them to come play so I could hear them.
That's awesome. So how did that gig come about? You were performing there, I guess, on occasion, and then they obviously liked what they saw and heard.
So I'm a bit of a barfly, so that's part of it.
Okay. Little schmoozing here and there.
A little bit, yeah. But it actually started at the end of 2019. I had a friend who was playing a residency there and brought me on to be an opening artist. And that night I met two musicians who were frequent there. One, his name is Jace Swinnerton. He's a fantastic musician, piano player, and then Matt Coldwell. And they both were in this band, Country Casanovas, that would play there, I think the first Saturday of every month. So they saw me sing and they're like, oh, you have to come out and sing a tune with our band. It's playing this day. So we figured out a tune that we both could do. I showed up, jumped on stage, and sang this song, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And suddenly, this was early 2020, mind you,
Okay.
I was there probably 3 or 4 nights a week, just coming down to either hang out or sing with some band that was, the other band's called Doghouse Orchestra that I would jump up with quite a bit. And so, that was really ramping up, and then everything got shut down. And so it kind of cooled off, but I think it was the following summer, there was more patio gigs and things like that. So, and then eventually the Cameron, it was closed for a while, it reopened, and once again, I was just showing up, and there was more shows going on, and I could just jump up and sing, and I would do 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a real crowd. The crowd would just get riled up.
Was something they wouldn't normally expect. Normally.
No,
it's
totally.
a great choice for cover.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And through that I just was able to meet more of the bookers and things like that at the venue, and then kind of was I think I'm ready to do, just a night of my songs and bring some of these friends that I've met along the way to come listen. So since then I've probably played there. Oh, I can't even count now. The amount of times I've jumped up to sing, I don't even know. And doing my original sets, I think I've done 2 or 3 times in the past year. So this kind of felt like a natural next step of let's just see if people will come every week, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thinking about you, playing with your ring on my finger. Thinking about you, thinking about memories, how they linger. Thinking about you. round the clock. Each line in my skin, each crease in my linens. You're in everything I see, reminding me. But I don't wanna think about it, and I don't wanna talk about it. I just wanna quit my habit, crying alone when I'm thinking about you. And I don't wanna think about it, and I don't wanna sing about it. I just wanna quit my habit, crying alone when I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you.
Tell us quickly a little bit more about the folk conference. That you
Sure.
attended. It sounds like it's very informative as well.
Yes, yeah. So last weekend, it just happened. October. It's normally like the second week of October every year, but it's the Folk Music Ontario Conference. It now takes place in London, Ontario, which is the new UNESCO City of Music. It's like a global initiative, basically, that they've identified themselves that way. So folk conferences are kind of weird. They don't really make sense if you're not in the industry.
In the loop, yeah.
Yeah, but they're so fun. It's just a weekend, and it's different people, different professionals within the folk music industry across Canada, as well as some delegates who are from the United States or from the UK, and they all rent rooms at this conference. And then there's showcases for artists, official showcases. There are panels as well that you can learn. This year there was some panels on booking, on sustainability in the folk industry, how to be a sustainable folk artist while you're touring.
Sounds like a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
really. Yeah,
basically, yeah.
So what's the best way we can get a hold of you?
So the best way would be on Instagram,
Okay.
on Facebook, those kind of things, or my website, just RebekahHawker.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing
Yeah.
this again. It was wonderful to see you once again, and all the best in the near future. And let's see Ticket Rise.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'd love
perfect.
that.
Thanks again, Rebekah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Sweet.
Someone from the radio station followed me last night. Some boys round here keep telling me I can make it if I play it right. I've got a ticket to get somewhere. Oh, I've got a ticket. And all the boys I kissed last summer